this episode of Kim in the Kitchen. Today we're going to be making a dessert pizza. It's a super easy recipe, and I use the Weight Watchers recipe for the crust. I just do a little bit of a variation off of it. So we're going to work with that today. We're going to make a dessert pizza, and then on Wednesday I'm going to show you how to make the homemade crust for the regular pizza. This I do all the time here at the house, and it is yummy. I've also done it and taken it to school for lunch, shared with the teachers, and they love it. So if you've never had the Weight Watchers crust, it's super easy. You can add different stuff to it to make it taste different, or to make it taste sweet or savory, however you want it. But it's super yummy. So today we're doing a sweet variation on it. So what you'll need for that recipe is you're gonna need a large container of Greek yogurt. This is vanilla, so plain vanilla Greek yogurt. You're gonna need some self-rising flour. So self-rising flour. Then for this recipe, I'm going to do, you can do any kind of fruit you want to do, but today I'm doing strawberries and grapes. You're going to do a hazelnut spread like Nutella. And then I have, it's a cherry cranberry pecan mixture like that you would put on a salad, but we're going to put this on top of the pizza once it's done. All right, I have my oven preheating for 395. It usually is about 415, but you have to watch this crust because it burns pretty quickly. So I just put it at 395, and that way I can watch it and it doesn't burn. So first thing you're gonna need is, like I said, the vanilla yogurt and the self-rising flour. So let's go ahead and get our crust going and get it popped in the oven and get our other stuff done and ready for this dessert pizza. All right. Okay, so first things first, our oven just went off, so it is preheated to 395. I'm gonna open up the vanilla Greek yogurt. You can use any brand. I just use the Walmart brand because we're on a budget and it's super cheap. This usually will last me a couple recipes, or a few recipes actually, because you use a cup at a time. So you're gonna pack 1 cup of the vanilla Greek yogurt. Okay. And this is a 32-ounce container, so it'll do you about 4 of these recipes. So that's the 1 cup of the vanilla Greek. And if you don't like the vanilla Greek, you can use some other kind. You just have to have the equal parts. So 1 cup to 1 cup is what this recipe calls for. Okay, and then we need 1 cup of your self-rising flour. I'm going to add that in. Then you're just going to mix those two things together. And it might for a minute look like it's not going to work, but I promise it does. It'll all get good and mixed in, and this will make a really good crust. So you could do the regular recipe with just the plain Greek yogurt, but it just wouldn't be as sweet. So for the dessert pizza, I like to use the vanilla. You can also add some cocoa powder if you wanted to, or whatever. This is just a plain version of dessert pizza. So always know that you can add cinnamon to it. You can add cocoa powder, whatever you want to add to it. Okay. So now that's all mixed up, and that's what that dough is going to look like, okay? You're going to get your pizza pan. Now, I'm going to say this, and everybody's going to say, no. But I'm telling you, your pizza does not have to be perfect. And I'm OCD, guys, so I'm telling you, it does not have to be perfect. Also, this crust is super sticky. That is okay. You want it to be super sticky. I've got my pizza sheet sprayed. I need to verify that this is the most important part of this recipe. Because this has yogurt in it, for some reason, I have no idea why, but it sticks like the dickens on these pans or any other pizza pan. So make sure that you spray your pan before you put this crust down. Now, while you're working with this dough, you can always add a little more flour to it, but you don't need to add a ton because it's going to work, I promise. It might look like it's not, but it's going to. I always just add just a little bit to the top just so I can push it down and make it go a little further. But this is literally all you're doing. It doesn't have to be perfect. I know everybody's freaking out about that because pizzas are supposed to be perfectly round, but this one does not have to be perfectly round. Just as long as it's on this pan, it's fine. And usually with this 1 cup recipe, it'll make one large. This is like a 14-inch, I think, pizza round. So it'll make this one. And I just try to get it as flat as I can. I don't do a bunch of rolling or pinching or a bunch of all that stuff. I just try to get it as flat as I can on here. Okay? I'm going to get a little more flour and put it around the edge just so I can get it to where it looks a little prettier, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. So that's it. That's what we're doing. Okay. Now, once you get this done, you'll make sure that there's not a lot of excess flour. You don't want that on this dessert pizza. Doesn't matter if it's on a regular pizza, but on this one, it just doesn't taste that well. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to take a fork and we're going to stick little holes in it just to make sure that it doesn't rise up and have little bubbles all over. Okay. So I'm going to take my fork and I'm just going to poke little holes all in this crust. This just helps the pizza dough not rise up so big and have those big old bubbles in it. Okay, no rhyme, no reason, just poke some holes. All right, your pizza dough is ready for the oven. Nothing special, nothing fancy, just a regular pizza dough, okay? We're gonna put this in this oven for about 10 to 15 minutes. You're just gonna watch it. When it gets lightly brown on top, we're gonna pull it out. And while we're doing that, while it's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and get all of our fruit and everything ready to put on top of this pizza. All right, so let's get this bad boy in the oven. All right, I'm going to set my kitchen timer for 15 minutes, but I'm going to watch it to make sure it doesn't get too brown. Okay, I got the pizza crust in the oven. We're watching it. I got a timer set. I got my mess cleaned up, so now we're going to cut our fruit and get our stuff ready for our topping for our pizza. All right, first things first, I'm going to cut up my strawberries. I've already washed them. So I'm just going to dice these up and get them ready for our pizza. Now, you can do this however you want to. It doesn't have to be super fancy. Just however. You can also use any fruit you want to use. I'm going to get you guys pointed where y'all can watch me get this going. Sorry, got the coffee in the way. Alright, so on our strawberries, I just slice them super thin. And I just try to make them look like, kind of like fake pepperoni. Because it is a pizza. Alright, so you'll get them super thin, or as thin as you can. And I'm going to put those to the side. And we'll just keep slicing my strawberries. This would be awesome to take for something right now. I don't know how many of y'all are watching or here with me in Mississippi, but it is atrociously hot outside. I think yesterday our heat index was like 115. So this would be something good to take for a picnic or something if you're going somewhere for a cookout. This would be something good because it's kind of cool. Once you get the crust done, you can kind of let that cool and then put this cold toppings on top. You can store it in your refrigerator and then take it for cookouts or whatever you want to take it for. This is my last hurrah before I start back to school tomorrow, so I'm just trying to get a couple things ready for the week. So this week we're having easy meals. So like I said, if you'll join in on Wednesday, I'm going to do the savory version of my homemade pizza crust. And I'm going to do a version of a Mediterranean pizza. If you guys like nukes, I don't know if everybody has nukes, but we have a nukes around here. It's kind of like a McAllister's. kind of like a sandwich shop or whatever, but they serve pizzas. And my favorite that they serve is the Mediterranean. So this is my play on theirs with the Weight Watchers crust. So, and I do the Weight Watchers crust. I've been on Weight Watchers since December, and it has worked for me. I understand it does not work for everybody, but I've lost almost 40 pounds, so it works for me. I watch everything I eat, and it works. So if you're interested in any information on that, give me a message. Shoot me a message, text me, whatever, and I can give you some info. It's all about changing your lifestyle. But this one's one of those super easy recipes that I go to during the week when there's nothing else that I can think of that I want. I'll be like, oh, I can do that easy Weight Watchers crust and throw some toppings on top and make an easy pizza. My husband does not do Weight Watchers and has no clue that I make him Weight Watchers crust, and I have been making him Weight Watchers crust for over a year now. So, and he has no clue until this second probably, but that's okay. My daughter, my oldest daughter, loves it. She's like, oh my gosh, for that to be that, it is so simple and tastes so good. All right, I'm just going to keep chopping these up. Okay, I have my fruit all chopped up, all my strawberries and my grapes. And so now I'm going to open up my pack of the cherry cranberry pecans. These are honey roasted pecans in here. We're going to open up this pack, and I'm just going to chop these up a little bit, just so you don't get the big chunks of the dried fruit and the pecans. Okay, so we're just going to chop them just rough. You don't have you don't have to have these little bitty, just a rough chop is fine. And I realize this is not the best knife for this, but I'm just doing this quickly while I have that in the oven. All right, so I think that's about enough of that, because this is not a huge pizza. So this is just something you're going to sprinkle over the top. All right, so we've got our nuts and our cranberries chopped up. Got my strawberries and my grapes chopped up. Got my hazelnut spread ready. I'm going to look in on the oven, check on that, and let's see if it's getting ready. It's getting there. It's getting nice and brown. It smells yummy. Alright guys, our pizza crust is ready. I'm going to get that bad boy out of the oven. Look how nice and brown it is. Oh, it's going to be so, so good. Okay, so we're going to take this over to our counter and get the rest of our ingredients put on top of our pizza. I'm going to take you guys with me. Put this down so y'all can see the top of that pizza. See, it's nice and browned. Good pizza crust. This one is a little bit thicker. Sometimes when I do the 1 cup to 1 cup, I go ahead and make 2 pizzas with this. Also, one of my kids' favorite things for me to do is when I do the savory crust, I save it and I pinch off a little bit and I make them Hot Pockets, homemade Hot Pockets with a little bit of pizza sauce, pepperoni, cheese. So this is so versatile. You can use this for whatever. But like I say, this is the sweet version. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of hazelnut spread on top. Just a little bit. You don't have to put a ton. You just want to spread just a little bit. Oh my. Yeah, it's good. And it's going to melt a little bit because it's warm. That's okay. That's fine. Because once you get this done, if you want, you can put it back in the fridge and it'll stiffen up. And it's going to be amazing. Alright. Now, I know y'all are saying, oh, she says Weight Watchers, she's putting a ton of chocolate on there. Alright, well, 2 tablespoons is only 210 calories. So, I didn't use 2 tablespoons on this whole thing. So, This is probably about a tablespoon and a half, so it's about 150 calories. And this crust is a 2-ingredient crust. You can have a whole slice of this crust for 3 points. So if you're doing points, literally you can have a whole piece of this for like 5 points. And a good piece, not a small piece. Like you can have a good sized portion. Okay, so now we're gonna add our fruit to it. You can add however you want. I add the strawberries first. You can add however, and then just put them on there however you want to put them. It's gonna be super cute. That's why I said you could do blueberries, grapes, apples, whatever you want to do. It's your pizza. Do it how you want it. Just make it cute. Alright, then we're gonna our pepperoni or our strawberries added like pepperoni. Now we're gonna put our green grapes. And I just did green because it just gives a little bit of color variation. And I literally just kind of sprinkle them on top wherever. Like I said, you're just going to throw those grapes on there. No rhyme, no reason. Just throw them wherever you want to throw them. And then you're going to sprinkle your cranberries and your pecans. Just however you want to do it. Okay. Now, this is totally optional, completely up to you if you want to do this. It looks great like this, but I just like to add just a tish of powdered sugar, just to zhuzh it up a bit. You just want it to be fancy looking when you take it somewhere, right? All right, guys. Tell me that is not a good looking dessert pizza. Okay? Tell me. Because I don't think you can tell me. It looks really good. All right, we're gonna cut it up. We're gonna give her a tasty and see what we think. All right, so we're gonna cut this bad boy up. We're gonna give her a tasty and see what we think. I can't wait. It looks so yummy. Let me get y'all where y'all can see me cutting her. All right. Close up dessert pizza. All right, here we go. So good. Just enough chocolate, just enough sweet. With that fruit on there, you guys are gonna love this one. Don't forget to join me on Wednesday for the savory version of this pizza crust with my own variation on Mediterranean pizza. Y'all are not going to want to miss it. I'm telling you, it's amazing. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Share this with your friends. Please subscribe to my channel. It helps me grow. Please help me grow. I want to grow. I want to make this channel huge. I want people to learn how to cook easy things on a budget. Give me some ideas of something that you guys want to see. School's about to start for me, so I'm going to be doing some easier version of recipes for nights for families and Sunday, sweets for Sundays. So if y'all have something you want to see me cook, send me a message, comment below. I'll have my link to Instagram below where I show all of my stuff, and I'll put this recipe at the bottom. Thanks you guys for joining. I'll see you next time. Bye.